Compressor is amping out pretty good right now, 4.5. But biggest issue is this TXV is stuck. I'm going to show you why I think that is. All right, so as you can see, everything shoots up once it's in harvest, but once it comes out of harvest, it shoots down and stays at around 29, 28 PSI and doesn't really change. So this TXV is bad. We're going to have to come in and replace it. All right, so today I'll be putting in a new TXV for the Scotsman ice machine. Got the solenoid valve on, got the new TXV ready to go. You need a new TXV because it's basically stuck in one position and it's not really working properly. But yeah, we're gonna replace this real quick and get her going. So here's a TXV I'm gonna be putting in. As you can see, it's a stainless steel valve. So I'm gonna need to be using, wherever it is, put it somewhere. There it is on the ground. My orange brazing rod. So I can actually use stuff. You use your wet rag while you're working on this stuff because you do not want to overheat this valve at all. But yeah, take the sensing bowl out, get up in here, pop that top part off. Let's get this done. All right, so as you can see, we are at 500 microns. That had run on the vacuum pump for a bit, pulling on one side just so I can see. Want to see where the micron gauge is. We've been letting it sit for a few minutes and it hasn't changed, so we're looking pretty good. Let's get this thing gassed up and back together. All right, so everything's put back together. We're still checking superheat, making sure everything's dropping properly, which it is. I double check everything and I'm pretty happy with what I see. One critique I'm going to give on this location is that this room has, you can see, zero ventilation. Glass doors need to be shut so guests here don't get woken up by this thing dropping ice or anything like that. So this thing can't really run too well. I can't expect much, but it's going to be as good as it can get. I'm happy with it. So yeah, let's wrap this thing up. Watch it drop some batches. All right, we are in harvest. You can see, we're going to drop this ice. Watch this thing drop. All right, we just dropped the first batch. I'm going to watch one or two more. Make sure everything's good. Superheat's looking good. I'll throw a little visual up real quick to see what it looks like when it goes in harvest. Yeah, everything's looking great. All right, so as you can see, the Ray harvest light is on. The fan turned off to build up pressure and heat in the system. There we go. In harvest mode. Let's watch this thing drop. There we go. Oh, here we go. Hell yeah. Under a minute. Perfect. Shaved. Looking pretty again. Looking sharp. Anyway. Easy day. Easy fix. Went in there not too long ago and diagnosed TXV being bad, as I showed you with my testo information where everything was flatline. I'll show a clip of that real quick right here. So went in, put the new TXV in, put a new dryer on. I torched the shit out of that dryer, honestly. That line was not cooperating with me at all. But I don't like cutting the line set typically with rice machines because everything's pretty set in stone. So I tried not to do that kind of stuff, but it bit me in the ass this time. So got everything running, weight in the charge, system pressures are perfect. I know once I'm going to show the end result of my superheat and everything of what my TXV looks like right here. But as you can see, that my superheat did go up and down a bit because my probe wasn't really touching. It started to freeze actually. from all the ice buildup because it was a warm room. It was pretty humid in there. Which brings me to my next point. The ice machine is in a room with zero ventilation. The only air coming in and out of there is from the seams of the doors next to it. Not a great design. I did speak with management saying, hey, we definitely should do something about this. At least put like an extra vent or something. Like something gets some airflow in here. But they didn't want to bite on that. Not much more I can do about that. I suggested saying, hey, next time this unit goes down, let's say the compressor dies, let's just get rid of it. Put it in a water-cooled system. I know it'll be a little more pricey, obviously. Water-cooled units are not very cost-effective, but they are very efficient. Because no matter what time of year it is, head pressure pretty much stays the same. Either letting more or less water through. Just no one really likes the water usage part because it uses like, 3 to 5 gallons of water per minute. Not great, obviously, but it is what it is. Obviously, the entire time flowing with nitrogen, very important stuff. You don't want scale. I did have to use the orange rod because this stuff has flux on the outside of it. It helps get in all those nooks and crannies, keeps everything clean, because these are stainless steel valves. You have to be very careful with them with your heat, hence why I put the Viper wet rag on there to keep everything nice and cool on that valve. But you do not want to mess these things up. You mess up one spot and it doesn't want to seal it, it won't seal again. You just fuck yourself. So, you gotta be careful with that kind of stuff. Definitely put wet rag on that dryer, because, whoo, toasty. But I double checked the temperatures across it. It's fine. Just got a bit hot. So, yeah, everything looks good. Unit's solid. Dropped ice in reasonable amount of time. I'm not seeing any other issues. But as soon as that room starts heating up from it running all night, it's going to be interesting to see. So hopefully it stays working okay. But yeah, short little video. Easy day. But I'm going to see you guys in the next one. So see ya.